Hey guys, MasaeAnela here, and welcome back to another episode of The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D. In the last episode, we at long last finished the Anju and Kafei side quest and brought the two lovers together. It was so sweet. But in doing so, we got ourselves both the postman's hat and the couple's mask, both of which are used in, well, a couple more things. But we're going to use the couple's mask a little bit later. For now, I'm just gonna put on the postman's hat, walk over here to the post box, and if we talk to it, you're doing a great job. Our reward is a compliment. Some item other than a letter has been deposited. Yes, deposited. Ka-ching! Ka-ching indeed. Look, we got a piece of heart. That's worth more than rupees, right? Nice work. Ka-ching! I mean, technically we did buy one from the business scrub a while back, but still, it's worth something. So yes, that is our ultimate prize for helping out the postman, which is pretty cool. But before we take on our main objective, which is heading off to, well, in the direction of the Stone Tower Temple anyway, I want to show you guys the alternate scenes that can happen if you fail at various points in the Anju and Kafei side quest. I wanted to tack it on to the last episode, but it was so warm and mushy that I didn't want to interrupt it. So here we go, really quick. The first thing that we're really concerned with is what happens if Sakin actually catches you. All that happens is that he says, "I'm not doing anything suspicious." Really? And he turns right around and just walks off. He just kind of keeps prancing and goes, and that's pretty much the end of that. He'll just keep on going until he reaches the next, or he can just disappear into thin air. That also works too. But that's all that really happens. It's nothing terribly noteworthy. If you go and talk to Kafei after you get caught, he just says he'll come back around sundown. That's our only chance. I know he's still coming, even though you just scared him away from the thing, yeah. He doesn't really react, unfortunately. I kind of wish that he had a better reaction. Like, he saw that and he's like, "You've ruined everything!" You know, kind of like a guilt trip sort of deal. Well, the next thing that we want to see is what happens if we fail the actual challenge itself. Well, I'm stepping on this button. Let's see what happens when you don't save the mask. You found Sakin's hideout, but were unable to get the sun's mask. If only you had a wingman to help you get past the traps. Yes! My security system is impenetrable! We're locked in. I'm sorry you got caught up in all this. If you can get out, then do it. Anju is already fleeing to Crimea's ranch. You did great. She'll understand. Come on, let's go. Play your ocarina and get us outside. Let him be alone. I kind of wish we could go and talk to him at this point, but we can't. All we can do is play either the Song of Time or the Song of Soaring to escape Sakin's hideout. It's pretty sad, but at least we know what happens when the good things happen. Well, now there's only one last alternate scene that I'd like to see. The difference here is that I did not give Anju the pendant of memories that Kafei gave to us to give to her. She's obviously missing, and now Kafei is coming back to an empty room. Here he is, and let's see what he has to say. Oh no. Oh, he's looking at the dress. Isn't her bridal dress lovely? We promised each other when we were children that we'd marry on the day of the Carnival of Time. But my promise, I couldn't keep it. Ow! Ow! That's pretty terrible. I didn't remember him actually standing in front of the dress. Oh, that's sad. Well, now we have a little bit more context as to what happens when you don't fulfill all of the required steps. It's really interesting to me how many tiny little details there are if you don't do certain things. But now, since we're finished with this and we do actually have it done on our main adventure, let's go back and continue where we left off. And now the world actually isn't ending, and we have our prizes. By the way, about the couples mask, can I just say that I completely misinterpreted it. I thought it was just like a couple of squiggles, but it's totally a couple of people like kissing at the top and hugging each other a little bit, I think. I think that's what it's supposed to be. I don't know, it kind of just does look like squiggles. Anyway, now that we're all done with that, we can head off to Ikana Canyon. Once again, there are some things that we could technically do other than this right now, but I just kind of want to get a move on and start our trek to the next temple. Here we are in Ikana Canyon. The path ahead is where we need to go, but before we do that, I have no arrows and no anything right now. So I'm gonna just pop on over here, grab this arrow. Die! Death two ways! My goodness, you guys are obnoxious. I did know about this. Like, I obviously like have pointed this out in the past, but here we go. If you light a Gibdo, screw off! Oh my god. If you light a Gibdo on fire, it becomes a re-dead that's burning, which is like 10 times creepier because it has the whole skin texture going on. So maybe don't do that. But still, that's there. That's something that happens. I actually played through this entire game in like 2 days to grab that footage from my extra info video about redeads a way the heck long time ago. So there you go. Now you guys know. We have it down for the record now. This is the path to the Stone Tower Temple, but I want to do this first. I totally forgot about this. It did not even occur to me, but remember this guy? Yeah, we have this whole thing going on, yada yada yada. You're sad and you're roaming the earth when you shouldn't be and you're dead, I know. I knew about this. I had just completely forgotten, but if you play... Oops. If you play the Song of Healing here, you get an extra scene with Sharp. There he goes. Somehow my heart is eased. This melody has a serenity to it, and yet... To one of the dead and darkness like myself, a song like that no longer holds meaning for me. You shall end your futile resistance and quickly join the ranks of the dead. So yeah, the Song of Healing doesn't work, but it does get a reaction out of him, which is interesting. Now I'm gonna actually play the Song of Storms and get this fixed. A handful of you were wondering what happens if you sink down to the bottom of this spring. I actually don't know, so let's find out together. Well, that was underwhelming. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I was actually expecting some sort of Easter egg or something, like maybe a little tiny rupee chest or whatever, but I guess it's just a solid ground. Okay, that works, sure thing. A+. A+ secret hiding, that's perfect. Well, now that I've satiated my curiosity, and hopefully your guys' curiosity too, for several things, now it's time to head off to a new area. Climb up this guy's tongue, and we've arrived at the Stone Tower. I love this song. Okay, but seriously, I love this song so much. It's one of, if not my absolute favorite song in all of Zelda. I don't know why, honestly. Like, there are a lot of really amazing, iconic songs of Zelda, but for some reason, this one just really does it for me. It's so haunting. It sounds kind of motivating at the same time, like a battle march almost, but I'm not sure why, but I have always loved the Stone Tower Temple theme, or just the Stone Tower theme in general. This is a Beamos. Don't let its beam scare you, just give it a good blast. And by blast, she means fail at blasting it. There we go. Blast Mask is great for Beamos. They're not that much of a threat. They also drop a ton of bombs, so that's pretty great. But yeah, I absolutely adore this area theme. It's so cool, and it fits it so well. Everything looks really run down and kind of haunted and kind of just really ancient. And this music translates that so well to me. I don't know, it's always been my favorite, and it's still my favorite, and I love it. Now, we have not played the Elegy of Emptiness for any of the other forms yet. So let's go ahead and fix that. We're gonna start off with the Goron. I'm just gonna go in order. Regular Link, Goron Link, and Zora Link, so that I can keep them straight. But here is Goron Link. It's still really creepy. It is super creepy. I will say that I don't think that it's quite as creepy as the Nintendo 64 one, because it has an obvious like wood texture on it that makes it look more like a doll. Whereas I feel like in the original, it was really ambiguous if it was a corpse or not. Like, maybe that's just me, but I always kind of imagined it as you were summoning the corpse of the person that you're possessing. Even though I guess technically you're possessing their corpse, but whatever, it's still cool. So if you haven't gathered, the gimmick of this starting area is to bring up the blocks and create a pathway, using the Elegy of Emptiness to hold down the switches. And now we have Zora Link's shell. I guess it would be Mikau, I suppose. Here it comes. Let's see what he looks like. That's what he looks like. Man, that's creepy. I always thought the eyes on this dude looked like super messed up. It looks a lot more like Mikau himself though, because he actually has the tattoos on him and the he's holding the guitar. Oh, it's creepy. This is a creepy area with creepy dolls to fit. You know what? Why not? Not items. Let's see what you have to say. I haven't been reading much of these, but let's see. In the upper course of the Ikana Canyon River, there's apparently a shrine that houses great evil. Ooh. Link is all about them great evils. Now, while we're making our way up here, I do kind of want to mention something. It has nothing to do with Stone Tower itself or anything like that, but I want to say, if there's one thing that bothers me about the Anju and Kafei side quest, since we did that earlier in this episode, it's that Sakin kind of gets away scot-free. I mean, yeah, the Curiosity Shop guy gives him a hard time and whatever, but it always kind of bothered me how he essentially doesn't have anything happen to him. I mean, you can kill him if you want to, but in the way of the actual story progression and everything like that, it's like nothing happens. It's just that he doesn't get away with the mask and he's out one selling item. For all we know, he's still out there stealing crap, which he probably is. I wish there were a little bit more of a wrapped up timeline on that. Okay, I don't really need that anymore, so we're gonna just... Yeah! Blow up! And here they come. 2 blocks. And now I will say that the reason why I like going in order for this, like going Link, regular Link, Goron Link, Zora Link, is just because it makes me remember which one I did last. When I stop caring about which one I'm putting down and I'm not really paying attention, I tend to forget which one I'm already using on a Switch, and then I end up having to go back and I end up reusing one that was already holding down a Switch, and then I have to go back and reset them on the Switch that it was taken away from. So in general, I like to go in a cycle, just like everything else in this game. Let's see. There we go. I love the Elegy of Emptiness, but I'm not terribly much of a fan of having to play it a billion times in such a short amount of time. Especially since it is a more slow-paced song. Okay, here we go. This lets us go across, and we have another one of these. I find the ones particularly in Ikana to be pretty interesting. They usually have some neat things to say. Those who allow themselves to be swept away by the Ikana Canyon River's swift current will eventually find themselves in the swamp. That is all. It's pretty straightforward. Really? I love how it just gets casual all of a sudden. That is all. It's pretty straightforward, really. Good to know, Mr. all-seeing eye of the Zelda series. By the way, you see Tattle kind of shining in that corner over there? If we had the Scarecrow song, get the frick away from me! Where are you? Die! Oh, it's too far away. If we had the Scarecrow song, we could activate it and go over there, but there's no real point. There's just a bunch of Gibdos over there, which you can make dance and stuff, but all there is like supplies and a ferry and stuff like that. So, no biggie. You don't have to remember to go over there or anything. Here we go. No? I think I need to get a little bit closer. That's what's going on here. Come on. There we go. No! Another supply area that isn't particularly important. Freaking keys! Oh my god, please stop. Here we go, and we find ourselves at the top. Identify this, and now we can come back to the stone tower anytime we want. As per usual, in these you will have a ferry. So if you need to bottle one up, it's right there for you. And we have a bunch of other types of supplies as well. And the temple is right before us. Now, the order that you want to do this in is that you want to always hold down the right one first, or else they're gonna get all tangled up and you're gonna have to reshuffle it a little bit. Here we go. So there's that one. Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. We're shuffling around blocks. And then we have this one here. Let's make it look cool. There we go. Line it up all nice and proper. There we go, and... Okay, you wanna know the sad thing about this song, though? We haven't mentioned this yet because it hadn't really come up, but the Deku form one is kind of useless because he can't hold down switches. He's too light to hold down these switches. It's sad, and he never really gets used because of that, but you know what? Just so that he doesn't feel left out, this is what his Elegy of Emptiness shell looks like. This is the cutest one of the bunch. Look at him. The wood texture really suits him, actually, because he's a Deku. But look, he's actually really adorable, and that is totally the shape of our face. That is absolutely the shape of our face. Look at those eyes, though. Those sad eyes. My goodness. Oh, that's what the original Deku scrub looked like that we're possessing, wherever he might be. But now that that's over with, it's time to play the last one before going into the temple. And here we go! All four of them are now present, and they're kind of creepy, actually. Just standing there like that, they're pretty messed up looking, I'm not gonna lie. But they've opened up the way for us to get to the temple. In the next episode, we're going in to the main portion of the stone tower. I will see you guys then. MasaeAnela out.